Hello and welcome back to Paranormal NL podcast, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. That's P&L podcast for short. I'm your host and founder, Jen Noseworthy. Thank you for tuning in to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 FM on that coast for tonight's Halloween special with Ye Old Goth Witch on UPRN P&L segment number 51. I've got a special witchy Halloween guest tonight waiting backstage from Oklahoma, who I'll bring on shortly. Now it's time to grab your favorite spooky witch's brew, a few scary snacks, and get ready for the Halloween show tonight. Paranormal NL podcast is sponsored by the Bog Team. It's a boots-on-the-ground bog team doing historical paranormal investigations in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Bog Team music heard in the P&L podcast intro and exit is available for download on all social media and music streaming platforms. P&L podcast believes in supporting international paranormal networking and highlighting global paranormal people, places, and things. Follow P&L podcast and the Bog Team and all their socials in the link tree. Paranormal NL podcast. Check out their merch and smash that subscribe button. Now, let's get on with the show tonight. I have on with me, I have Jamie from Ye Old Goth Witch. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Good to have you on tonight.
Great to be here.
Yes.
I got my witch's brew right here, my Sonic Ocean water.
Woohoo! Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, it's a spooky time of the season, isn't it?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell everybody listening around the world on UPRN and PNL podcast a little bit about Ye Old Goth Witch.
I am a lifelong practitioner of witchcraft and the occult. I was literally raised by a old mountain witch that learned it from her mother and her grandmother. My mother is a psychic. I grew up in a haunted house.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've been seeing and speaking to the dead since I was 5, and I accidentally blew up on TikTok, and that's how I wound up here.
Yeah, you're killing it on TikTok and Insta.
Well, not so much TikTok anymore, Instagram.
Yeah, most people are gone to Insta, right? Every now and again,
I don't
switches.
know. A lot of people have had problems with TikTok where we just kind of fell out of the bottom of the algorithm last year for no real reason.
A lot of people have been mentioning that on all platforms, including YouTube. It's just, it's pretty weird with the censorship and stuff. But hopefully tonight we won't get censored or drop off the tree here. So tell me more about, you said that you're a psychic witch, but your mom was, correct?
My mom is what you would kind of call a kitchen witch or a garden witch. She doesn't necessarily practice a whole lot, but she was a psychic and still is. So the woman knew when I was coming down the street. She knew when something bad had happened. She could tell things were about to happen. She had a sixth sense about her. She still does, really. Nana, the one from the content, she was a witch. I mean, she'd stand on 10 toes and tell you she was a witch and not even bat an eyelash at it. So
is that really what got you into most of this with family?
Yeah, that's how it all got started with me. This is all I've ever known. This has been my life, is superstition, folklore, witchcraft.
Love all that stuff. Tell us a little bit more about where you're from right now in Oklahoma. Is there a lot of superstition and folklore there?
I live in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma, and no, I avoid the witchcraft community as a whole.
Right?
Yeah, and I don't network or do any of that out here because Oklahoma is one of the most interesting states in the country. Let's put it that way.
So if people were going to go to Oklahoma for like paranormal tourism or something like that, where would they go?
Skiatook. Go to Skiatook to the Witch's Tomb. It's in a cemetery.
Oh, what's that? Tell us about that.
Okay, it's in Hillside Mission Cemetery in Skiatook, Oklahoma. It's in the bottom. If you go in there's 2 entrances to it, but if you go in the northern entrance and make a right, there's an oak tree that'll be over to your left, and over beside is this weird concrete monument. Uh, Evidently, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, this woman's husband died, and she kept digging him up because she said that she could bring him back from the dead.
Oh,
Um, the city of Skiatook finally put 12 feet of concrete over it. And there's this concrete mound right there, and on the side of it is this weird Bible verse scrawled into it from the book of Ruth about Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. And you can see
okay.
lights and all kinds of stuff out there at night.
Interesting. So have you ever do you ever do you do ghost hunting too?
I do ghost hunting. I've been ghost hunting my whole life.
Yeah, tell us more about some of that stuff. Do you have any interesting stories or experiences that you
Oh, I
want
have
to share?
tons of them. I have tons of
Yeah.
them. My
I
apartment
mean, you
now is
grew up in a
haunted.
house. Yeah, tell me more about that.
I mean, my apartment now is haunted.
Yeah,
And
what have you
yeah,
been seeing in your apartment?
I haven't actually seen anything yet, but in the middle of the night, I start smelling unfiltered camels and I hear jazz music because this
Okay.
building was built in the 1900s. I mean,
Oh,
it's quite old, and these are the original hardwood floors that were in here. So they've seen a lot of life.
so you could have said like a residual going on there or
Yeah,
something.
it's residual. I haven't seen anything intelligent about it
I'd
yet.
like to have a residual party in my house.
Yeah.
Some music on the go.
I think it used to be some kind of during Prohibition because some of these walls over by some of these the stuff in this house doesn't look like it belongs there.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah.
think during Prohibition or something, this was where they a storehouse or something like that.
Do you
Because
find that, like I was going
there's
to mention the renovation. Have you done any renos in your house?
no, I rent this place.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because,
it's quite old.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about other things? You said that you've done some investigating and you had some experiences. Did you want to share any?
Yeah, where do you want me to start?
Oh, right. I know, like over the years, I must be so many
I
different
mean, my
experiences.
my very first experience, I've talked about this on other podcasts. I ran into the
Oh my
ghost
God, we
transfer.
got to give a shout out to Jamie. We got to give a shout out to Brian Bowden from Third Eye Live.
Yeah,
You know?
I told this on Brian's podcast, and I made content about it. My first actual paranormal experience, I ran into the ghost of my great grandmother on the edge of the woods
Oh,
by my house in Kentucky, and she told me that I didn't need to be going into the woods by myself.
what?
So
Oh, you got to tell me, Jamie, what is it about the woods? Every single time on Spirit Talker or Spirit Box, it says, don't go in the woods. They're cursed.
I mean, I don't know about that, but you know, Appalachia, Eastern Kentucky is the oldest mountain range in the world. The Appalachians were there before the birds were in the sky.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
were connected to, I think, the Scottish Highlands when all the continents were together as Pangea. So it's a very old place. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of different things that happen in the woods out there. As far as the woods being haunted, I mean, that's that's a matter of opinion. Not all woods are haunted. You know what I mean? Not not every wood is cursed. Not every wood has something that goes bump in the night.
Why does
So,
everybody get so spooked out when they go in the woods? It's like, oh, do you know that first one that came out? What is it, Blair Witch Project? I thought that was so
yeah,
stupid, wasn't it?
yeah. That came out when I was in high school. I remember that movie.
Did you think it was dumb or what?
I thought the movie was good. I thought the premise was kind of stupid, but I thought the movie was good.
Right, yeah, because then you get all the kids running around with the flashlights up their nose
Yeah,
afterwards,
I,
right?
I like the way it was filmed. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, the filming was good,
Yeah,
but in
but
regards to
it,
the wooded areas,
yeah, and they stole a lot from the Bell Witch story. So
true.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's another one. I got told that story as a bedtime story. Believe it or not.
did you really?
Yeah.
Must it? Did you find it scary, like when your family told you like stories like that, or were you more intrigued?
No, I was intrigued.
They were so used to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I was just so used to it. I mean, my dad, I described Nana as this. She was just cut from a different cloth. Um, she was cut at a different angle than most. You could tell there was something very different about this old woman just from dealing with her, and everyone knew it.
And
And
was your Nana's mom like that too?
according to her, yes.
Okay. All
And
right.
according to my mother, her who would be her grandmother was very much like that also.
Interesting.
So, but I mean, she was born in 1915, way back in the woods, or 1910, way back in the woods of eastern Kentucky. So,
Right. So some of the stories she told, I bet were very fascinating.
yeah, and it was like growing up with Snow White's witch from out in the woods, except she made amazing cookies and told me I was a good boy.
Did she ever like teach you any different spells or stuff, or did they teach you like how to read?
I learned most of this from my nana or my nana and my mom. I mean, just from watching them, it wasn't necessarily so much they sat down and taught me, you do this, and this happens. It was, you can use this ingredient to get this, and then you can use this ingredient for that, and then they taught me how to craft spells more than they actually taught me how witchcraft, if that makes any sense to anybody but me.
Well, that's why you said kitchen witch, right? You think about cooking, right? Like different
Yeah,
ingredients, right? That's what it's.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all really about intention. It don't
It
matter
is really
really.
about intention.
Yeah, like it. I don't. Does it really matter what ingredient it is, or?
Salt is salt, water is water. Hey, there's my tattoo.
Yeah, I had to put that up. Now that is that
Santa
Santa
Mo-
Morte?
that's Santa Muerte.
Yeah, and you self-proclaimed hillbilly goth.
Yeah, I'm a very devout follower of Santa Muerte.
Tell us more about that.
Where do you want me to begin?
Oh, anywhere, because for the people
Uh,
listening who don't know what it is,
death has been revered in absolutely every culture on Earth since there were cultures on Earth, and death has been described in the exact same manner by a lot of cultures on Earth since there were cultures on Earth. And
yeah, it makes me think of Dias de las Muertes, right? The Day of the Dead in
yeah,
Mexico.
and I firmly believe that death is an entity. I chose to accept death as in its female form as my personal deity because honestly, it's death is the only deity I've ever had contact with.
Did you ever have any close or near death experiences?
Yeah, I've had a couple.
So when you say like when what you just said, is that why or?
Yeah, a near death experience and just personal problems when I have called out to her and all of a sudden I didn't have those problems anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Now,
I was introduced to her through a couple of friends.
but okay, so I get this question a lot. People will say, if you make a deal with the big D, to Santa, what you're saying here, Santa Muerte, that's not the big D. That's something else, right?
No, that's the big D.
That's the big D. So they say if you make a deal with the big D, then you sell in your soul, right? I mean, is that true?
I don't believe that.
Because we've said stuff on Spirit Talk, or it'll ask us and tell us to do stuff like, "Will you show yourself if we take a picture?" And then it'll say deal. So if we take the picture,
I
is that a deal?
I don't personally believe that.
Right?
I mean I personally don't believe that. That's I find her to be very loving and very nice.
Okay, there you go. I mean, because you're so used to it, right?
Yeah.
Talking about it and
Yeah, I mean I don't hide it. There's two 5-foot banners over in my house and I have a 4-foot statue over in my kitchen.
right.
So
I mean, like we talked about in Mexico, it's something that they celebrate.
yeah, I have her sigil tattooed on my thumb. I mean, it's,
Okay. Do you want to
it,
show that one to us?
yeah, it's right there if you can
Okay.
see it.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's interesting a 6'1" bald white guy covered in tattoos worshiping the Mexican saint of death, but you know, every culture on earth has a representation of death, and it's normally a cloaked figure.
Right. I mean, like you said, you're going to see different types of things, and depending on who you're talking to and what culture, right?
Yeah,
The
and
gin
it's
is
normally
another one, isn't it? Isn't the gin one too?
yeah. I've never really gotten too much into gins, honestly.
Yeah.
I
What
don't know
else?
why. It's just a subject I never really read about.
So you had talked about sigils, and for the people listening, do you want to explain more about those who don't understand what that is? Or
I will give a brief explanation to that because asking someone to talk about sigils and sigil craft is like, let me get the books and the encyclopedias out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sigil craft is where you take and create a symbol that you bind your power into that means something to you. I like using various alchemical symbols, blacksmith runes, Viking runes, things like that. And it's an artistic piece you craft with a specific intention.
Right. So, like I'd mentioned off here about, I got to give a shout out to Alan Bishop, who was on before the show with his wife, Kim, his witchy wife, Kim Bishop. And he's a distiller. And when he makes whatever he's distilling, he'll sigil the top of it a lot of
Mhm.
times, which is interesting. So, like you said, it's all about intent. Like maybe he wants it to taste good or something like
I
that.
haven't done any real sigil work in probably a year and a half, longer than that. I go through these spurts where I'll get really into sigil craft, and then I'll just leave it alone for a while.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people shouldn't be scared when they see stuff like that. Now, is it true that you shouldn't touch it, like stuff that is laying around like that?
Oh yeah, you should never. If you just find something randomly that's not yours, leave it alone.
Right.
That is, yeah, absolutely. Do not disturb. Do
Yeah.
not
It.
cross go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah, and that's
Pass it by.
important for paranormal investigators, right, Jamie? So if you're
Yeah,
out investigating and you're doing some paranormal tourism to maybe that place that you mentioned earlier, and you see stuff like that around, don't touch it. Don't take it
don't touch
home,
it. Yeah,
and
don't
don't take
take it
it home.
home.
And what about the people who did touch it and did take it home? What do they do?
Contact a professional to help you deal with what's about to happen. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
that's always my, or put it back and apologize.
Could it be a good sigil, or a sigil's always bad though?
I'm not going to roll the dice and find out personally.
Yeah, yeah,
If it's someone else's and I did not make it, I'm not going anywhere near it.
right. Because you don't know what the heck that their intention was.
Yeah, and you don't know exactly. You don't know what their intention was, what their, the meaning behind any of it was, what they really wanted to do with it, what else they put into it. I mean,
Right, right. Because it's not always dark. It can be light sometimes, right?
yeah,
Like if you have a sick family member or something like that, do you ever use the light witchcraft?
I don't do anything like that for my relatives, family, friends, anything like that, because that was just never my bag. I'm not a healer. I never claimed to be.
Yeah,
It was just
you're
never something I really did.
you're more into the psychic aspect of it. Like, do you have different clairs that you discovered as you got older?
I'm not. What do you mean? I'm into the psychic aspect. I'm.
Like, do you read cards and things like that too?
I read cards, but I don't consider that psychic.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. I don't claim to be psychic or precognitive in any form. I read cards because I learned how to read and interpret cards as a child. But as far as um,
But
psychic stuff, no, that's more my mom.
okay, because I got a deck here, kitty cat deck. I'll put that kitty cat deck up there. And I'm not into, like, I'm not a psychic or anything like that, but I figured, hey, tonight, why don't we just pull a card and see what the heck it is? Because you've done cards for a while, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shuffle it and split it and see what we get. It is a upside down hermit.
Oh,
Kitty.
I don't necessarily. I don't do tarot. I do cartomancy, which is divination by playing.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to interpret this one for you. I have a sick kitty cat, and it says he's a hermit. Yeah, he don't want to go out right now because he's sick. So that's how I interpret that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me more about your cards. Like, what do you do?
I learned that from my grandmother when I was a child. I still have her notes that I typed out years later. But divination by playing card is actually older than tarot.
Wow.
Um, and it's divination by playing cartomancy talks more about feeling, emotions, experiences, what you're going through, not necessarily trying to uh, pass on, I don't know, direct messages.
So if you were to cut the card or something and pick one tonight, like What would you see? You think? Yeah.
Let's find out. I'm never far from a deck of cards.
Ooh, you're a good shuffler. Look at that.
Thanks. I've been doing this a while.
Have you been to Vegas? No.
No, I've just been doing this a long time. The Six of Spades. The Six of Spades represents moving on and getting into a better place mentally. It represents transition in life, moving past your current situation and to greener grass, so to speak.
That would be nice for a lot of people in Newfoundland and Labrador who are all the fires and stuff that we're having. Yeah.
Yeah.
So spades, is that always a good card or a bad card, or it just depends, I guess?
Just depends. It's not set up like tarot, where certain suits are certain things like that. To me, cardomancy is actually kind of more complicated than tarot, to be honest with you.
I would imagine, yeah, because there's so many different things in the deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any tips and tricks for anybody who are messing around with cards that you want to give?
There's a great book on Amazon called Divination by Playing Cards, written by a guy named Jonathan D. It's less than $10.
Okay.
It is the book I recommend to everyone on that.
Awesome. Now, we had talked earlier, you had said that you did some paranormal investigations. Did you want to talk about any of those that kind of stick out in your mind that were really off the hook?
Yeah, I think I talked about this on Brian's podcast too.
Okay, I'm going to put a picture up of Brian and
the Dade Battlefield in Sumter County, Florida. The Dade Battlefield in Sumter County, Florida. It's in Bushnell. You can still hear the echoes of the gunfire out there at night.
Oh, wow.
You can still see the lights moving. You can still hear the cries for help, all of it.
Wow. Did you get to experience that?
Multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, it was literally it was literally 30 minutes from my house.
So that's, I mean, do you think that happens every night, or is it only on the anniversary?
I think No, I think it happens on a regular basis.
Yeah?
I think sometimes there's so much energy just imprinted on an area that it can't help but replay itself.
Yeah. It's just like over and over again, like a loop, right? And they don't even know you're there. They're just, reliving the moment.
Yeah, they're just oblivious.
Yeah. Stuff like that is amazing. And it's confusing too. You hear
it's very confusing.
Like, wait a minute. You're like, am I alone? And it's even better when you have more people, because then they're like, did you hear that too? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparitions. Have you ever had any apparition experiences?
Oh yeah. I was just about to say the old Spanish fort in St. Augustine, Florida. I saw them walking around in there. I mean, I see ghosts on a very regular basis. Whether or not they interact with me or I interact with them is a whole different matter. But I've seen them. I've seen them my whole life.
Mm-hmm. And it's mostly shadow figures, or the full figure, or what do you usually see?
Normally when I see one, it's kind of a bluish apparition, but it's a full figure that's also transparent at the same time.
Okay. Have you ever seen like pets and stuff like that, or only human?
Only human.
Okay. Yeah, because the other night myself and my husband had this really weird experience that we can't explain. But yeah, it was pet related. It was really weird. But you never know.
Now I have known people that have swore up and down the spirit of their former pets came back to visit them. I've just never had an animal I was that close with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had an experience, and we didn't realize when we had the experience later. My husband's dad called and said, hey, it's the anniversary of your so-and-so's, our dog passed. And we were like, OMG, we totally forgot. Like, right? Yeah. And we said, maybe that's what it was. You just never know.
Never know.
Yeah, you definitely never know. Now, what about when people talk about magic with a CK instead of a, why would we say magic with a CK instead of just a C?
That's semantics to me.
Yeah. So when you're doing spells and spell casting, is there any particular things that you want to give for tips to people?
You have to mean it. I mean, you have to absolutely mean it from your heart and your mind. You have to absolutely mean it, and you have to absolutely believe it. Um, if you are skeptical, if you're going into it as a joke, if you're going into it as this is funny, haha, or I don't know if this is going to work, whatever, don't even bother.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to have, like you said, intent behind it and
You
full
have to mean
intent.
you have to mean every drop of it, and you have to put yourself into the working.
I don't know if you ever watched the series Rome. Did you ever see that series?
Once or twice. I think I've started it and stopped it twice.
I don't know if you saw the part where one of the women were so mad at another one and she did this horrible hex on her and it showed her doing it and intent. It was like, wow, it was really intense
Yeah.
watching it, right? But yeah. So, but for Halloween, what type of other topics did you want to talk about that you can think of?
So one of the things that Halloween always brings about is people tramping around in graveyards. People think it's fun to go to cemeteries on Halloween during spooky season and all that, which it is.
No,
It's great, but be respectful.
right.
Don't don't go
In
out there
fact, I'm
acting.
going to take this madness off my head while we're talking about being respectful.
Yeah, be respectful if you're going to a cemetery on Halloween or if you're doing cemetery tourism this year because it definitely picks up in this time of year. But you have to remember this is where someone's mortal remains are lying. You know,
Like 100% agree. And don't walk on the people, please walk
yeah.
around them. Yeah, because even when I was a
And
kid
don't
one
bring a
time,
Ouija board with you.
I was just going to ask you about Ouija boards.
I
Do you
I've
want to
seen
talk about that?
I will gladly tell you my two Ouija board stories. I have two of them. I've seen two of them work in my lifetime. And they did not come from Milton Bradley. They did not come from the local head shop. One of them was quite old and it was hand carved, and the other one looked like it had been burnt in. The letters had been burnt into it.
Wow.
And the first one was definitely communicating, and it was a spirit inside this house. Where this board came from, a friend of mine got it. That's all I really know. The
Okay.
second one was just speaking gibberish, but it was definitely making random words.
So, what do you say to the kids who are doing all these paranormal tourism stuff and they're out there running around and making up their own Ouija board? I
Don't.
mean,
Don't. That's what I say to them. Don't. Uh, I think Ouija boards are something we just don't understand, and we're never going to be able to understand. Personally, I think it's something left over from alchemy. I think it's something someone discovered a long time ago, but I think they can be quite dangerous because you don't actually know what you're dealing with. You
what do you
don't
think
actually.
about like talking to a candle, like show me yes, show me no, and stuff like that?
That's one thing. Okay? That's one thing, but using a Ouija board to try and actively communicate with something, you don't actually know what you're talking to.
That's
And
right. And if you don't say goodbye, then
yeah,
it's
and
even worse.
it can open up all kinds of
So,
interesting experiences.
what do you say to people who think that they did open up a portal by talking? Like, if you do you think you can open up a portal just by talking to them and acknowledging them, like, and
No,
actually making an egregore by mistake?
no, I don't. Are do you mean through a Ouija board or in general?
No, just in general.
No, I don't think you're opening up a portal.
Like if you're trying to talk to your pop or your nan or
Yeah,
somebody like
I don't think that's opening a portal, honestly. I I think that sounds like something from a horror movie, but and I think that's honestly some kind of fear
well,
mongering someone put out there.
yeah,
I
like
don't think trying to talk to spirits and trying to talk to uh
even with dowsing rods and stuff like that, because a lot of people say, like, "Don't do it, don't be at it." Like bad things will happen to you. You'll get
yeah,
sick and you'll have bad luck and blah blah blah.
yeah. And I heard every bit of that recently. I mean, I just got a lecture from a guy at work about how the only thing I'm doing is talking to demons, and I don't believe in demons. So uh I think a lot of that is fear mongering or propaganda. I think we've been communicating with spirits our entire lives. I just think there's safe ways to go about it, and Ouija boards are not one of them.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Because you just like you said, you just don't know who it is you're talking to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like dial an inmate, these dating services where you can talk to an inmate in prison. I feel like that's what a Ouija board is.
my gosh, you just don't know. Well, it's almost the same as internet dating. You don't know what you're going to
Oh
get,
God,
right?
don't even talk to me about internet dating. Internet dating is the cesspool of humanity. Okay.
Well, you're
It,
definitely going to need a protection sigil if
yeah,
you go
you're
internet dating.
you're going to need a protection sigil and a full body condom to go internet dating. Because I'm telling you, it is the trailer park of humanity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of people can tell you some crazy stories
Oh,
about
I've
that.
got some insane ones. I
Now, are you an author too? Are you
have
getting
a book
books
coming
coming
out
out?
next month. It will be out in
Oh,
September, come hell or high water.
yeah. Tell us about it.
So I started writing this book a little over a year ago,
Right?
and every time I've gotten a good run at it, something else has happened, and I've had to put it to the side, or I've had to figure out some different element to it. But my friend Lauren Hawthorne helped me write it. It's called "Let's Do Witch Shit." It's a combination of some of
I love that title.
my content, some groundworking, or some basic theories, some stories, and some other stuff in a book format. Yeah, and it's called "Let's Do Witch Shit" off of my TikTok series I did, where I started off these videos with y'all wanted to do witch shit, let's do witch shit, and
Sorry,
um,
you PRN.
yeah, sorry. Oh, my bad.
That's all right. I
Hopefully,
don't have one of these beep buttons like Brian Bonning's got.
yeah, maybe you should edit that one out,
Beep. No, that's all right. It's all good.
but yeah, it's. I thought it was going to be out in July for my birthday, and then I ran into a hiccup with the artwork for the cover. Then I thought it was going to be out in August, and then it turns out I have to hire someone to format this thing for me. So it's
Oh,
going to be in September, come one way or the other.
the
I
joys.
I have to finish this book now. Like it's
So tell us about the cover. What do we expect? Or is there going to be pictures in the book too, or just all?
no, it's just there's no pictures, and the cover is going to be interesting. I haven't put the cover out there yet.
Did you draw it?
I have a friend who's a graphic artist who detailed or who did it for me.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And what about any other tattoos that you want to show off?
Oh, there's my Joy Division tattoo. I mean, I have a Joy Division tattoo. I have the Joy Division lyric. Here, let me turn on the light. I'll show
Yeah,
you some
that'd be
tattoos.
nice.
It either goes from pitch black in this room or like super light. But yeah, I have a Joy Division tattoo. I was showing Brian this one on my
Okay,
other
nice.
podcast. I've got a
And
flapper vampire tattoo to my hand.
ooh,
This isn't done yet, but this is Janet Horn. She's the last person burned at the stake for witchcraft in England.
oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. And then I've got all of my knuckles done.
Did you do all that, or you have a special artist that does that?
I have a couple of artists I've used.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. That's something else I grew up around was tattoos. My dad had tattoos. My brothers had tattoos. I was always interested in tattooing. Uh, People ask me what my tattoos mean, and I tell them it means I can't be trusted with $400.
Yeah, they're like potato chips. You can just have one.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. They're like, "Well, what's it like to get a tattoo?" I was like, "You're either gonna really hate it and
Yeah.
only do it once, or you're gonna really love it."
Yeah.
My other favorite thing about saying about tattoos is this: life's hard, and I deserve stickers. Oh,
Oh my gosh, I had some removed when I was a kid, way back when, before the laser, and oh my! But then I ended up getting one on my back afterwards, and I love the color ones. Yeah, you did a great job on that. But I remember when you were talking with Brian, he asked about different spells for like love spells. And you're like, nope, nope, don't do that.
who wants to start off a relationship with a hostage situation?
Can
I
you
mean,
imagine, right?
that's what it is,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Doesn't make any sense.
it just does not make any sense. And honestly, I'm so jaded when it comes to the concept of love anyway that why are you coming to me to do it for you?
What about other different things in the kitchen? Do you recommend certain things? Like you mentioned salt, water. I mean, that's the
Okay,
basics, right?
salt is salt. Water is water. Garlic is garlic. Pepper is pepper. Chili powder is chili powder. Do not believe all these talking heads on the internet that says you have to buy this brand or you have to buy it from me or you have to buy it from here or it has to be this kind or whatever. Go to damn Dollar Tree.
Yeah, because I hear
Steal
people
the
say,
salt off the table at the restaurant if that's what you
right.
want to do.
Yeah, I've heard
I
people
just
say, "Oh, you got to use
I
the black salt." Well, salt is salt, like you say,
yeah,
or the Himalayan salt. Or
I use pink Himalayan sea salt. Why do I use pink Himalayan sea salt? Because you can go to the clearance store by my house and buy a big thing of it for $3.
yeah,
That's literally the reason I use it. You can make your own black salt. You don't have to order somebody else's black salt. All black salt, all that's required to make black salt is salt and ash from a fire you made.
there you go. Now, for the people listening, when they unbox the new box full of crystals and all kinds of fun stuff, do you salt all that stuff, like, and let it sit overnight? And
Me personally, I use black opium incense
black opium incense.
for
Okay.
that kind of thing.
What's the
And
difference in using that in Palo Santo?
here's I was actually just about to say that, okay? Here
Okay.
is the only reason I go with black opium incense. A long time ago, there was, at every flea market in the world and in the South, there's a metaphysical booth, okay? Somebody selling tarot cards, stuff like that, weird exoteric stuff. I met a guy with a wizard level beard down to there one time. And we were talking about Palo Santo and all that. And he goes, I've been using black opium incense my entire life. And he gave me a box of it. And I grabbed it and ran with it. And that is the only reason I've done that. Because
Okay.
with a beard that epic, he had to know what he was talking
You
about,
got to know what he's talking about. Yeah. And I bet
Yeah.
it smells good too. Hey.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. There's so many different incenses and things on the market. What other things do you like to use?
I like using Palo Santo. I use Palo Santo lotions. I use Palo Santo incense. I use Palo Santo. I burn Palo Santo randomly. I avoid sage at all costs because I
What?
can't stand the smell of sage.
Oh, okay. I like the white
I
sage.
absolutely hate the smell of sage.
Some sages are hard to burn. Like you get it and you burn it, it's like, that doesn't last very long. And the
Yeah, I
same
just
thing, sometimes the Palo Santo sticks, they don't last very long. Do you find them that happens to you?
no, not really. Um, I've heard the exact same thing before about Palo Santo and about sage, and
Mm,
I, I've never really had an issue with Palo Santo unless I ordered it off Amazon.
yeah. And I've had a lot of people ask about burning. Like when you burn something, that's intention right there. Like some people say
Yes.
don't burn stuff or don't do that. Well, what do you think about cremation?
What do I think about cremation? I mean, I'm hoping to be cremated.
Okay, there you
I,
go.
I told my kids when I die, cremate me and spread me by a nice tree. That way a dog can come over and.
Well, what do you think about other people who talk about they think that maybe somebody made a bad spell on them? To reverse that, I've heard people talk about writing the name and putting it in a bag of ice and putting that like in your fridge or um,
I
other
think
different things.
I think diagnosing yourself with someone performing workings on you is dangerous. I think sometimes people get ahead of themselves because I've had a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Oh, so and so cursed me." Well, how do you know they cursed me? They cursed
Exactly.
you.
Exactly.
Well, this. Well, that sounds like bad luck. Have you found anything? Have they said something to you? Did you have a chicken's foot hanging from your doorknob? Well, no, none of that. They talk about it. No, what they did was is they put the power of suggestion in your head and then you ran with it. You know. I think people are prematurely saying, "Oh, so and so cursed me." Okay.
Well, that's another topic. People are afraid to use the term witch because people are, scared they'll run the other way, right?
Yeah. I don't hide it. I've never hid it. I never will hide it.
What do
Uh,
you say to the people listening, about that taboo word or topic? Like you've got that tattoo on you, the lady who was, um, so what do you say to the folks listening?
there's nothing wrong with calling yourself a witch. There's nothing wrong with saying you're a witch. I mean, I'm one of the very few male witches out here loud and proud about it, but that's honestly just who I am, you know? That's honestly just my attitude towards it. If you don't like me calling myself a witch, that's your problem, not
Yeah,
mine.
that's another thing about the paranormal. You know, you can actually don't really have to worry about the stigmatism, and we all accept everybody for who they are, no matter
Uh,
who they are. You know what I'm saying?
I
Do
could
you
argue
find that?
that, but
Yeah.
I, I've had some pretty interesting experiences over the years with practitioners and paranormal investigators that were holier than thou, and my witchcraft is more powerful than yours, and all that. So,
Well,
unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that statement.
yeah. Well, I mean, there are a
There,
lot of people who are dicks out there.
yeah, there are a lot of people talking out the side of their neck. I told Brian this story. I've had people message me on TikTok. Hi, I'm also a generational witch. My witchcraft comes from the lost city of Atlantis down through my ancestors, and you will recognize me as your superior. Superior
What?
this. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I got something you can superior, all right.
I know, right?
And I've had people tell me, oh, my craft is more powerful than yours because I've opened this portal, this portal, this portal, this portal, whatever. And I'm like, great, I have AAA.
I
That's
love
what it
it.
sounds like you just said to me.
Right?
You sound like you just described an insurance policy. Either way, I don't care about anything you just said.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a taboo thing. I think that, you know, there's more people looking into the paranormal and accepting it more now and not as afraid. And do you find it annoying though when I don't take that off when people like dress up during Halloween, like you say, and go around and dress up like a witch and stuff? Do you
Yep.
find that offensive?
Hello? Hello?
I'm here.
I don't know what happened. I lost you.
Oh, I'm still here. Hold
Hello?
on. Let me put you back on. Let me try that. How's that?
Hello? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay, 1 second. We'll fix it.
There you go.
There. Okay, you just
Okay.
said, okay.
One of us cut out somewhere.
It
But
could be my internet because remember I told you we're having some fires over here
yeah.
in Newfoundland and Labrador. So yeah, our internet might be a bit wonky. But I
Yeah.
was asking the question of what do you think during Halloween of people like dressing up as a witch like that?
Oh, it
Is
doesn't bother me whatsoever.
because some
I
people were like, oh, that's offensive, or you know,
I think that I think people of every I think there's just people on earth that have to have something to be offended about.
there's always going to be somebody out there.
Whether you collect vinyl or you're a witch, there are just people in every community that have to be holier than thou.
Right. Yeah.
Whether, and I've honestly, because I collect vinyl records, I've experienced it in collecting vinyl records and stuff like that. That's why I use the analogy. There are people that are holier than thou about everything. There are people that are like, oh, you have to do this ritual cleansing, all this, all that before you do your practices. I wipe the Cheetos off of my hands. I've had people in my content when I was doing stuff. Oh, real witches only use matches. Well, I use a butane torch. You know, if
Yeah.
your craft tells you that you can only start a fire by banging two rocks together, great. That's you. I think that's what that is, though, is that people get offended by seeing people dress up as witches at Halloween. Just need something to be offended about so they feel superior.
Well, what do you say to the people who want to learn more about it, like rune stones and things like that? Is there, and I know you mentioned a book earlier. You got your own book coming out. And
Uh,
in your book is going to be some similar things like that, like teaching people?
yeah, it's definitely going to be some it's definitely teachable material, learnable material. What do I say to people wanting to learn the craft? I have two books I point everyone towards when they ask me that question. And I'm not a Wiccan and I don't believe in Wiccan theology. It's not what I follow. But I am a fan of Raymond Buckland.
Okay.
Buckland's Complete Guide to Witchcraft. It's the big blue book. It is Buckland was about his basics, and I like a man that is about his basics. Scott Cunningham, Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner, is another one I recommend because, again, I'm not a Wiccan. I'm not into Wiccan theology. Scott Cunningham practiced completely by himself and didn't want to deal with anyone else, and that's a man after my own heart. and he was about his basics also. So
And
they're good kind of intro material.
and what do you say to the folks who think that, oh, only on Halloween is when you see all this witchy stuff going on?
I think you just weren't paying attention.
There you go. It's everywhere. You just got to look around, symbols and stuff, right?
Yeah, you just have to look.
And I know you had talked earlier about, I think you mentioned something about folklore.
Hang on a second. I knocked my phone over. What's that?
Okay. We're upside down. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think we had mentioned earlier about some of the other things in your area, maybe some folklore or other
Oh,
different.
there's all kinds of interesting stuff in Tulsa. There's the witch's tomb up there in Skiatook. There's a bar downtown that's haunted.
Really?
I always forget the name of it. The bar I go to downtown is haunted. It's called the Starlight.
Okay.
It is very much haunted.
We have a lot of
Um,
haunted bars here in St. John's, down on George Street. Well, actually, we have one of the oldest cities in North America, St. John's. Actually, it is the
nice.
oldest. So you can't like go 2 steps without knocking into a ghost somewhere.
Yeah, that's like downtown Tulsa. There's also Greenwood, which is in downtown Tulsa, which was the site of the Tulsa Race Massacre back in the 1900s. That place is very much haunted.
Ooh, what happened there? The Tulsa Massacre?
Yeah, well, a bunch of really racist white people burnt down in the black part of town, and it was like a
Oh, that's not.
prosperous black area of town. It was like a model.
Oh, that's
Uh,
terrible.
yeah, and they burned it to the ground and killed a lot of people.
Gosh, I bet there was a lot of residuals on the go around there.
There definitely is.
You said you've been to a lot of different places, like in Florida and other places. Are there other experiences that you want to share about any of your investigations from other places?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to the old Spanish fort in Sumter in St. Augustine, Florida. That is still very much haunted. The the Spanish are still guarding that place to this day. I have been to several very old haunted houses in Florida. Um, there's I've been to Brendan's, which is in downtown, which is in the French Quarter in New Orleans. It was featured on an episode of Ghost Hunters. It's a haunted restaurant.
Yeah,
Um,
New Orleans has got a lot of ghosty history, doesn't
New
it?
Orleans has a lot of ghosts in it.
Yeah,
That is putting it
100%.
mildly.
What about for like witchy stuff? If people listening are looking to go places where there's witchy stuff, where do you recommend they go for
No
paranormal?
idea.
No,
No. I like I said,
go into the book.
I avoid the witch community at
Oh, that's
large.
right. You'd
Like
mentioned that. Yeah.
I I avoid the witch community at large. I am a
Yeah.
completely solo, solitary practitioner. I don't do coven life. I don't do
But what exactly
conferences. I
is
don't do
that to the
events.
people listening? Coven, like,
Coven is a group of witches that practice together, and it's more like a social club and a social clique, and it's very political and very ground zero for predatory behavior.
ooh, that's not good. Okay.
I
Yeah.
have nothing good to say about covens. I've had one experience with them with a coven, and it ruined me on it.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. We don't want anybody to get hurt with any of that kind of stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And how about for Halloween? What do you usually do for Halloween? Do you give out candy to the kids, or do you dress up your house, or?
Normally, I wind up watching British horror movies. I'm addicted to these horror movies from the 70s called they're Hammer horror, like the Christopher Lee Dracula movies.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
that's that's normally what I do. I don't go big. I don't. Sometimes I'll go downtown for an event if there's one going on, but yeah, I'm 43 years old and I have a full-time job. I'm kind of low key about stuff now.
We have something here called well, we've got a couple different horror things here. We got Terror Nova with Mike Hickey. He's been on the show. And then we also have Grind Mind. And they do a big thing here called Fog Fest, which is all horror. So there's lots of horror.
Yeah,
And
I'm
also CW Penny, I got to give a shout out to him. He does a lot of horror stuff here too.
I'm pretty reclusive, to be perfectly honest with you, and so I avoid events like the plague. I don't do crowds anymore. I don't do all of it. If there's going to be more than 10 people there, I'm probably not going to go.
Yeah, I think ever since COVID, we don't do a whole lot of that stuff either. Not a whole lot,
I've
but
just I've just been that way my entire life.
I found that
Um,
there's less kids coming to the door nowadays. Most of them are getting
there
on
are there
a
are
bus and going somewhere else, you know?
there definitely are. There are definitely less people involved in
Yeah.
what the Halloween that I grew up
Yeah. And
participating in. And
I've actually noticed a lot of older kids dressing up, like teenagers and stuff coming to the door.
hey, that's fine by me. I
Yeah.
mean, let kids be kids, man.
Yeah, we used to do that too. We go out, dress up, and then we go home, get a different costume, and go back out. And we'd ask people on the street, who's giving out the full bags of chips and the full candy bars?
Yeah,
Well, I hope you have a good Halloween this year. And I
I
want
hope
to
you do
say thank
too.
you for coming on the show. And I'm going to pull up your link tree and we can start talking about some of your socials. Let me pull up your link tree and where people can find you.
I need to edit that too. So
Oh, everybody's like that with their link tree. It's like, well,
yeah, I don't have that PO box anymore. So I stopped letting people send me stuff.
yeah, there's sometimes you get a lot of strange things. There we
I
go.
did, but
Me-
yeah, there I am.
There we go.
You can find me on just about everything as Yield Gothwitch. Um,
Where did that come from? I didn't even ask you that, did I?
oh, so this is how I actually blew up on social media and how I got started with doing this. It was originally Yield Goth DJ. I was trying to get 1,000 followers on TikTok so I could do DJ sets for my buddies when we were off at night. And
Oh,
I kept having problems with the account, and I couldn't get it to do. I couldn't get my follower account up and all that, and so I had to start another one because I just kept having issues with this one, and I couldn't think of what I was going to say, and I just started talking about witchcraft because I was inspired by a couple of people on TikTok, and it took off, and I didn't expect it to, and so I named it Yield Goth Witch that time around.
yeah, you're really killing it on the socials. I have to say that you got a lot of followers, a lot of people looking at your content and stuff. Like you said, you took right off.
It shocked
Well,
me.
well, congratulations on that. And everybody, you want to give a shout out where folks can find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as Yield Gothwitch. You can find me on Snapchat as Yield Gothwitch. And you can find me through my email, yieldgothwitch@gmail.com, if you're interested in booking a reading or talking to me about any of the other things I do.
And don't forget about your book. You got to plug
And
that.
my book. My book will be out in September, come hell or high water. I don't care what I have to do to make this happen. It will be out on Amazon in hard copy and Kindle, and you will be able to order autographed copies from it from me because people have asked me for that also.
Okay, awesome. So, do you want to give a shout out to any of your fans?
Yeah, I would like to shout out a couple of people. My friend Corndog, who has supported me through all of this, and his wife Raylan. They have supported me since the very beginning of this, and they have been so helpful and so uh, awesome about helping me support this. I also want to shout out my friend Rollerblades. He's been there for me a lot because I've gone through a lot this past year. Uh, Also, let's see, who else do I want to shout out? My friend Christy, she's a pro bodybuilder. She's helped me a lot with my gym stuff here recently. Mucho appreciation to you. I want to thank you for having me on the show. I'd like to thank Brian for having me on his show, and everyone that's just followed along and supported me and actually been interested in me and all of my eccentricities.
Well, you're doing a great job. We really appreciate having you on for our Halloween special with Yeo Gothwitch. Make sure you follow him on all of his socials, and I hope you have a great spooky Halloween. So we're gonna. Oh, you know what? I gotta say, smash that subscribe button and go on all his socials and smash his subscribe buttons too. Now, y'all.
And also
So
look forward to YouTube content this year.
okay, that'd be great. Yeah. Everybody would like to see you on some YouTube. So
Yeah.
we're going to leave now with some bog team music, boots on the ground team music. I'll put on some 80s music for us. And you can get that on all social and streaming platforms. And you're listening in on UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 FM on that Gulf. And here is the Bog Team. Happy Halloween, everybody. And thanks
Happy
you
Halloween,
for
y'all.
the show, Jamie.
Thank you.
Let's listen to a bit of tune.